final video for 24 days of granny squares. I cannot believe how fast this month went. Yesterday was the 24th. Today is the 25th, aka Christmas. I got nothing else to do today, so I'm filming this and working on this bag. Before I get into the squares and the lining and my plans and all that for the video, I think we have to finish up the last 3 days, I believe, of granny squares. Okay, so we are on day 22. We only have 3 more rolls to do, so let's roll for today. First roll, double tens, and the next roll, we got a 4 and a 9. Last roll, we got an 11 and a 14. These are the colors today. I rolled a little earlier and then I decided to do some editing, and now it's almost 5 o'clock and I'm gonna work on the square. I'm actually getting a lot of use out of this one, which I kind of find really kind of sweet, just because I got this one at an estate sale. I'm guessing it belonged to a little old lady and she never got around to use it, and now I get to use it for my projects. You know, I think that's really cute. This one also would have been really cute to use for that vest. Make the square for today. These colors are really cute together. Sometimes I feel like when it's a baby blue and a baby pink, it is giving more like baby shower vibes. But because it's like this teal blue, I really like that with the pink. And even with the dark blue, I think this square looks so cute. So there's day 22. Only 2 more rolls to go. So let's roll for day 23. First roll. Okay, a 10 and a 9. Next color, we got a 9 and an 11. The last roll, we got a 1 and 11. Oh my, can you believe that, because that's a warm color and that's an 11. And then over here, that's a warm color and that's an 11. This is the first time I got a double number. Okay, here's the thing. I was just like, you know what? It's so weird that I haven't got any duplicate numbers in a square. And then what happens? Back to back duplicate colors. And I was so close of doing like a perfect 24 days without having to repeat a color in the same square. I'm gonna have to roll again, because otherwise it will be the same color. We're gonna roll again for the last number. Should I roll both or should I roll one? I've never actually had to come to this before. I think I'm just gonna re-roll it. All right. Okay, we got an 8 and we got a 9. I'm gonna re-roll that again because we already have a 9. How is this happening? This is crazy. I'm gonna re-roll again because I don't want 2 of the same colors in the square. It's been so good this entire time, and now suddenly I have to re-roll twice in the same square. Okay. All right, we got an 11 and we got a 12. That is a new number. What are the chances of I have to roll 2 times in the same one, and this entire time I've never had to re-roll for a square? All right, well, let's see what these colors are. Skylight blue, cherry red, and of course this orange. Again this orange. I really do like these colors. I feel bad that I had to keep re-rolling it, but like I said in my original video, I was going to re-roll if I got the same color, because I want 3 different colors per square, and I think that's fine. It's not like I picked it out myself. Wasn't too sure about this one, but yeah, I actually do like this one. Now there's only 1 more day to go. It's the last day. It's day 24 of 24 days of granny squares, and I'm gonna have to roll the dice, and then it's it. That's it. I cannot believe it's already been 24 days. What is nice though is that I don't have to keep all my yarn, all 40 skeins and balls of yarn in my room anymore. I can put it back into the camper. Although there is a project that I want to do that has to involve the dice again and granny squares. Only because sometimes when you make a granny square, picking out the colors is just a little daunting, and when the dice can decide for you, it's like, okay, great, this is perfect. But anyways, I digress. Let's do today's rolls. Okay, we got a 10 and an 8. Next roll, we got an 8 and a 15. And the last roll, we got a 2 and a 19. Looks like it's all cool tones today. Moss green. This kind of like, I call it a dusty blue because it's not like a blue, but it's not like a sky blue. And then guacamole green, which is this one here, and I absolutely love this one. So these are the colors for the final day. There we go. We have the 24th square of 24 days of granny squares. All right, and we're back. There was only Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday left of the granny squares of the rolls, stuff like that. So I'm like, you know what? We still have to do that. You still have to see the rolls. And now we're here. Also, how funny is it that I went basically the entire month without having to double up colors or like get the same roll twice in a day. And then on the 23rd, I got 2 rolls that were the same. And what was so funny is before I rolled the second roll, in my head, I'm like, wow, look at that. I haven't had any doubles. I'm like, could you imagine if this was the day where I got double colors? And then I rolled and then it was. So that was interesting. I think I said this in the first video, even if I rolled the same color, I really wanted 3 different colors per square. So I was gonna keep rolling until I got 3 different colors. And that is what I did. The last 3 days were these here. Day 22 was this one. This one's really pretty. I do like this one. And then day 23 was this one. This is the one that I had to keep re-rolling because I got the same colors over and over again. This was day 24. I really like how this one, it looks very like mossy. Yes, the green on the color in the middle is moss green, but it's just giving like a moss floor in a forest. You know what I mean? Like that's the vibe. I don't really think I need to do my favorite versus least favorite. This is my favorite. I think that this looks so pretty with the black border on it. I don't know, it just ties it all together. Look at this one. I get a lot of comments about like what yarn I used for this blanket. I didn't make it. I thrifted it, and I would love to know what yarn this is. So if you know what skein of yarn this like nice color is from, let me know, because a lot of people want to know and I also want to know. But like the dark border just looks nice, looks retro, looks 80s, and again, that is what I'm all about. But anyways, here's one side. I still have to fix a few of those. Remember I missed a few things. I gotta fix a few things, but that's what I want to do today, is I want to attach all of these together, and then I want to weave in the ends. I also have to figure out what order they go in because I don't remember anymore. That's why I have my book. I don't know what I would have done if I did not have this book, because I forgot a lot of the time what was what. I have all the squares ready to go to be attached for the final panel. So what I've decided to do for the lining is I am going to be using this material right here. It is a granny square material fabric. It's a beautiful, and I absolutely love it. Bought it months ago, didn't really know what to do with it, and here we go. I was trying to figure out what the best thing to use it for, because here's the thing. When I find beautiful fabric like this, I don't not necessarily want to waste it, but I don't want to just use it for like a generic project. I want it to be something that maybe I'll see every day. And if this is going to be my new yarn bag for the year, I know I'm going to see it every single day. So I want to do this. And then what I ended up doing was I bought this. This is a black broadcloth, kind of like a cotton, but it's much thinner than a cotton, and it's much cheaper than a cotton. It's like half the price of cotton, and it is a little bit sheer. What I want to do is I want to have it kind of like this, because this is very holy. You know, there's a lot of holes in it because it's a granny square, that I know that if I were to take, say, this and then I sew it, you can see the white fabric through, and I don't really want that look. So my idea is to get this and then this. When I put it like this, you're not going to see the white of this material, you're just going to see the black broadcloth through here. So that's my idea. I did buy this. This is going to be the shoulder strap. It would have to be cut in half, and if it's cut in half, I think that's a good, yeah, I think that's good. Today I'm just going to be spending it, putting the second half together and tying in the ends. All right, so I'm working on my granny squares, and I'm watching Gremlins because it's my favorite Christmas movie. And I look up, and what do I see? What do I see on this man's chair? My project. It's that granny square blanket. Very similar to what I'm doing right now. I just finished the second panel, and I didn't miss one, in the sense that, you know how this one, which I still haven't fixed yet, like I was supposed to slip stitch this in here. I think it was just the way that I was slip stitching. I missed it. This one did not miss one. I think this one I missed 3. I feel like there's like a little bit of a pattern going on, like those two match, these two match, these two match, these kind of match because they're both blue. Now what I'm gonna do is weave in all the ends. Again, this is why I like that all-in-one granny square yarn by Red Heart. Minimal ends to weave in.
5 minutes later.
Okay, Here's the thing. I was gonna weave the ends in. I think I got one square. They're woven in, I just had to cut the things. And then I realized that I would have to do all of these. And you know what? I don't want to do it. In hindsight, should I have woven in the squares every single day? Yeah, that would have been a great idea. And I think someone mentioned it. And I'm like, I'll do that. And then I proceeded not to do it. I'm just going to tie them up really good and cut the ends. And I don't care if the yarn peeks through. It's fine. It's my bag. I can do whatever I want to because it's my bag and it's fine. Again, no one's going to see this side. This side is going to be the inside of the bag, right? Right. It looks good from the front, and that's all that matters. So now I just have to sew it together from the sides and the bottom. I can't see anything. So I had to stop recording just because I could not see what I was doing with this black yarn, and I needed to use my phone as a flashlight to give me light. All right, so last night, I did not want to weave in all the ends, and maybe I should have. But I didn't want to, and I wasn't gonna, so I didn't. And like, this is the outside, so I think it looks fine. I also think like it's very interesting looking at it because some of them kind of look tilted, and I feel like that's because of the join as you go. I'm fine with it. What I'm gonna do today is I'm going to do the lining. Wish I would have done this yesterday. Really, really wish I would have done this yesterday. But I'm like, nah, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll be fine. It might be a little bit warmer tomorrow. It's not really that much warmer. I gotta get this done. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna put it on the floor, and then I'm gonna take this piece and cut them to the size that I need it to be. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is figure out how to sew these things together. What I did is I sewed good side to good side. Broadcloth doesn't really have a good side. I mean, if it does, it looks the same to me. I'm gonna give this a top stitch. If anybody wonders why I hate sewing, it's when I have to do stuff like this. One little tiny itty bitty mistake, and then it just takes so much time to undo it and redo it. No! I ran out of bobbin thread. This is the inside of the bag, and this is the outside of the bag. Now I'm just attaching the straps to the bag. And that's what it looks like on the inside. Not too noticeable, and that's fine. It's pretty dark in here, and black fabric with black yarn, I can't see a thing. This is what the bag looks like. Again, this is going to be the outer side. That's why there's this raw hem, and I don't care. I know I have a serger. I know I could serge that. No, thank you. So what I ended up doing was I attached this to the outside of the bag because I know this isn't going to be shown because it's going to be like it's like the outside of the bag, but also the inside of the bag, if you know what I mean. This is what the inside looks. And then this is going to go in here. I'm just going to sew it right where I've already made that stitch there. I'm going to sew that. Also, I didn't show this because I completely forgot, but remember when I was saying that it was too dark that I couldn't see? What I ended up doing was instead of like doing a mattress stitch or sewing it together, I just put it together and did a single crochet all the way around, which I think looks good. Okay, I'm just looking at it right now, and I have to make this decision right now. Like, I can't make it after I sew the bag. I have to make the decision right now. Kind of want to put a scallop border around the edge. Just on the top, I think that would look really good because this can like be crocheted right up to here, and then you're not going to see this. If I do the scallop border, I kind of have to do it now, but I don't know where my black yarn is. I know I kept it in here. Do I do a scallop border or do I not do a scallop border? Yes, I'm going to do a scallop border. Here we go. This is the bag. Okay. This is the first 12 days, and how I did it is I started here, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This was the very first square up here, and all the way down here, this one here was the very last square. I cannot believe how fast this month went. I'm serious, like I cannot believe how fast this month went. I remember being October and me having this idea and thinking I am so excited to do it, and then it was November and I'm like, I cannot wait for the 1st of December. And now Christmas is already over and we're going into January, and I have some really fun projects that I am so excited about that I actually bought yarn for them today. If you are new to my channel and you like granny squares, the 80s, crocheting, ducks, and all that fun stuff, why not hit the subscribe button? I really enjoyed just using yarn that I already had for this project. It is a very large bag. Again, I want to use it as my new yarn bag. Things that I didn't really show, and I know I mentioned this in the video, but to attach it, I did do a single crochet border kind of thing where I just pinched them together and did single crochets all along, and I just like that look. I know that I could have like maybe put like a panel down so it was more square, but just because of how floppy this is, I don't think a panel really would have done anything unless I put like heavy duty like interfacing or something, and I just didn't feel like doing that. Like I have a vision. If I had the vision included interface in the beginning, then yes, but if it doesn't, then no. The lining of the bag, look at how cute that is. Also look at the scallop border. You can see the scallop border. I am very glad that I put the border in because I had to put the border in before I put the inside of the bag in. I was thinking about it, and if I was going to sew onto the bag, the very top stitches, like the original black border, I don't think it would have been enough room to sew into. So with this little scallop border that I ended up doing, I was able to sew like right, you can't really see it, but like right here, which would be on this side here, I was able to sew the lining of the bag to the scallop border. I just think it looks a lot nicer. Also, what I realized with join as you go, which I'm a huge fan of now, whenever I would do a scallop border on a granny square, it would always turn out a little bit wonky, especially like right here, like the corners. If I put a scallop here and a scallop here, they were like too close together and they didn't look right. But because it was join as you go, there was a gap between the two squares, and I was able to put a scallop right in between there, and they all look so nice and even now. I also really like how the handles turned out, and then again, because of that broadcloth, you're not seeing the white of this fabric peek through. Because this is like double layered now, it does give the bag a little bit more structured, or a little more structure. It feels better. Like, I don't want to say it feels more luxurious, but it kind of does compared to other bags that I've done in the past. Again, I've been waiting so long to use this fabric for a project, and then when I made this, I'm like, that's the perfect fabric to line this bag. Now, I wrote some notes down so I don't forget. Let's go over my favorite square and least favorite square. Again, it's just personal choice. I've made some thoughts about my least favorite and my favorite square. I think my favorite square has to be this one or this one. This one is a surprise because these aren't really colors I use a lot, but this one obviously isn't because it looks like pumpkin pie, and I love this one. Number one square is this one here. Listen, the reason why I think this is the number one square is because this is the only square out of all 24 squares that I see a potential project in. Want to make either a vest or a bag, probably a bag because I just love a good tote bag. Maybe in the springtime. I love how this looks like a pansy flower. In person, I think it's a little bit more vibrant. I love how this looks, and I kind of want to either make a vest or a bag out of different combinations with this. So use the same green, which is the guacamole green, and then for here, swap it out with like pinks, oranges, yellows, blues. I just want to make a whole bag out of pansy flower granny squares. So that is why I think that this one is my favorite, just because I see a potential project. When it comes to least favorite, this one was kind of in the lead, but I think my least favorite square is probably this one here, day 3. It was the one with that laurel green and like these blues. I think it's very plain. I think it's very boring. Whereas this one here, this one has a little pop, has a little bit more pizzazz, you know, there's some colors going on. Like if I were to put this color here, let's put it in black and white, I feel like it would all blend together and would look like the same color. So there's that. Most used yarn and the least used yarn. The most used yarn was Pink Rose, Orange Crush, Royal Blue, and Sky Blue. They were all used 4 times. There's not one that was used more than anything else. This pink color up here, the Royal Blue in here, this orange here. And the last one, this light skylight blue here, was the most used, and the least used are actually the same from the last update, the 3rd week update. I had not used those colors in the last 3 days of this project. So those colors were red, sunshine yellow, rich orchid, clay, and coral. A different coral, there was 2 corals. And then for the cool tones, it was dark green and dark blue. Although the dark blue, there was a lot of dark blues, so I don't feel too bad about that, but I wish there was more greens. That's the one thing, is I kind of wish there was more greens in this. Also, an update on the bed pillow that I think I mentioned in either the first update or the second update, but I was looking for like a nice bed pillow that you can lean against and put your arms on, and so it's easier to crochet. I did end up finding one. I bought it at a Marshall's. I believe it was like $40, which is a really good price because I have been looking at them on Amazon and they were anywhere from like $40 to $60. Problem with me buying it on Amazon is the photos that they had, the person didn't look like they were sitting with the product. But I did find one. It is very comfortable. I got it in a black kind of fuzzy material. That may be my next project. It's cute and I like how it feels, but it ain't me. I'm gonna do this all over again, but with that one, because I really like the idea of the dice picking the squares for me. I think I'm going to limit the colors to just 20 colors flat. No warm, no cool. I'll just pick my favorite colors from both, roll, and make squares like that. But it won't be like a day by day. It will probably be like whenever I make a new square, I'll roll the dice for that square. That's a project that I kind of want to do in January at some point, or maybe February, because I really like this dice idea. This dice idea was like so nice. Sometimes making a granny square, you get a little stressed out picking the colors that look good together, and you're like, did I do a good job? Do those colors look good together? But when the dice picks, you're like, can't say anything about it because the dice picked it. All right, so now this is part of the video that I will be showing y'all's projects. I'm very proud of everybody. Everybody made such great projects. And even if you just send me photos of the squares and you haven't put them together yet, everyone's squares just look so lovely. And it's kind of surprising how the dice did that, you know? Like, all the squares just look really, really good, but the dice picked it. Also, if anyone doesn't know, my sister Brittany, here's her Instagram page. She also does crochet. She does not have a YouTube channel. I know a lot of people are like, what's her YouTube channel? She does not do YouTube. She does do crocheting on Instagram though. Anyway, she participated in it and she wanted me to show y'all her project. She ended up making a bag like this, which is a pretty good idea for a bag considering this is mine. So she opted out of putting a border around it, and what she did is she just crocheted them together with a black yarn, so it's a smaller border, and then her squares are a little bit smaller. So there's this side, there's this side here. Very blues. She did borrow yarn from me. So whatever colors I didn't need, or if I had doubles of yarn for my project, she took and she used them for her little bag. Just wanted to show you my sister's bag. There's her bag. So right here, I'm going to put a little montage of everybody's projects so that way everybody can see them as well. I've also added everybody's Instagram handle on their photos, so then that way you can see who made what. Also, because I'm really bad at pronouncing things, so I didn't want to butcher anybody's name, so I figure if I just put a little text with their name, it will be okay. We'll first start off with my friend Cynthia. She decided to make a pillow. It also looks like she put a scallop border on her pillow. I just love a good scallop border. This really cute bag, very similar to the one my sister made. I really like the white border and handles on the top. It just really brightens up the bag. I really like how there's minimal colors in this one. I kind of wish I didn't go crazy and did 40 colors. I do love how a solid color granny square looks. I think they look so pretty. In this photo, they actually decided to make a blanket out of all their squares, and I love that idea. I kind of wish I did that because I'm seeing that they put it on their little dog. I'm like, Totoro would look so cute in a little blanket like this. I absolutely love this idea. Like, it's a yarn bucket. Honestly, I kind of want to do that now. I also really love this idea for the 24 days where every day is a different color and a different stitch to make a blanket. I really like how retro these colors feel. Also, I might have to steal some of these color combos to make my own projects because some of them are just so pretty. I feel like the projects that have the minimal yarn options always turn out so pretty because all the colors blend so well together. Seeing these colors, I deeply regret not using my variegated yarn for this project because they just look so good together, and I have so much variegated yarn that I didn't even think about adding those to my colors. Another great use of these squares was to make a vest. Like, why didn't I think of that? I just know that this vest is gonna turn out so pretty. And these squares here are giving like 90s elementary school in the best possible way. Like, I love how all these colors look together. Thank you for everybody who participated in this. It was really nice seeing everybody else's projects and that I wasn't alone tackling this massive project, which wasn't massive. Having to do a square every single day, filming it, documenting it, doing a whole video for it. Like, that was a little bit more than I'm used to, but in the end, I think it came out really good, and I just love seeing everybody else's projects for this challenge. It is nice that I can start working on some other projects now, which I do have some other projects that I really want to work on, and you know, all that kind of jazz. Already bought yarn for a Valentine's Day project that I want to work on, and because I want to get that out before Valentine's Day, I got to start it in January. I think it turned out so good. I am very happy that I put a lining in it, and I am very happy that I ended up putting the scallop border. I think it just looks really good. I think it's gonna be perfect for my yarn bag. So I think that does it for this video. Y'all have a good day now.